Today we're going to look at this painting, which is Paolo and Francesca, painted by Eric Scheffer in 1856. Scheffer is a Dutch-born artist, but mainly worked in France, and this painting is actually one of his most famous ones. As you can see here, it's a couple, really lovely couples, and they look so ideal and beautiful. But it's a doomed love that you might expect. It's in the hell, the second circle of the hell, and according to Dante, it's a level that specially designed for people who are overcome by their lust and their desire. So here you see Paolo and Francesca. Francesca was arranged by her father to marry Giovanni, who was an ugly and deformed heir of a famous family called Malatesta family. And however, her father knew that if Francesca ever saw Giovanni before the wedding, she would never go through it. So his father came up with this idea and sent Giovanni's younger brother, Paolo, who was handsome and attractive and charming, to marry Francesca in Giovanni's name. And of course, when Francesca realized she was marrying the wrong person, she was so furious but could do nothing. And at the same time, she could not retain her love for Paolo. And soon after their wedding, their adultery was shockingly discovered by Giovanni, who was so furious and stabbed both of them to death. So here they ended up in the hell, and the guy in the red is Dante, who wrote his Divine Comedy and talks about his journey through the hell. And here he met Francesca and Paolo, and they tell their stories to him about how they ended up here. You can see Dante's gaze was so fierce and serious, almost like he's already there critiquing their behaviors. But then Virgil, who is the Roman poet who leads Dante to go through his journey, he has this curious and innocent look on his face, almost like a young man who doesn't know anything about this. But also, you can see the wounds on their bodies for which they died. But their body was so clean up, there's no blood, and they look so beautiful, almost statuesque look. As if they were not part of this darkness, not part of this eternal wind's punishment. You can also see in this corner there are some faceless, other tormented souls in this corner. So I guess this is a really beautifully painted artworks that everyone should really take a look at it and maybe take something with you away. So with no further ado, and with Paolo and Francesca's doomed love in mind, let's turn to our DQ's next song, which is Slow Dancing in a Burning Room.